CNBC-TV18.
ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ 5 ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. 5 ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರಚನೆಯಾದ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಅವುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದೇಶನೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೊರಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾರೆ. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ವರ್ಣ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಯತೀಂದ್ರ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು. ಯತೀಂದ್ರ ಅವರು ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ MLA, ಅವರು ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರಿಗೆ, ವರ್ಣ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರಿಗೆ ವಿಷಯ
This is a clear message of the from the people of Karnataka. Every time the type of divisive politics which BJP doing is not going to be successful. This is a clear message. We stood for poor people of Karnataka. They stood for rich people. Finally, poor people won this election. This is the clear narrative of this election.
It is the message to 2024 election.
No, this is one of the milestone of the 2024 election.
Sir, and also, sir, who will be the CM candidate, sir? By when will that decision be made, sir?
Congress president is doing a PC at 6.
At 6 o'clock there will be more clarity, sir?
We'll see.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Come. Sir, just 1 minute. Yeah. I'm joined by the
Sir, how do you see this victory by...
He's already spoken.
How do you look at what is happening?
Voices coming in from the Congress party. You have Mr. Randeep Surjewala, you had Rahul Gandhi speaking in earlier, Mr. Siddaramaiah, Mr. D.K. Shivakumars since morning have made multiple address to the press and media. I believe there's also a presser which is happening by the Congress party right now. Let's try and cut across to that. Well, now the million-dollar question in the state of Karnataka is that who will be the next chief minister? That was Mr. Siddaramaiah talking to the press. He was saying that, with consensus, the name of the next CM is going to be decided. That's the official line that the Congress party has kept so far. Ritu is with us on the broadcast. Ritu, let's talk about the contenders. Let's talk about the stalwarts like Mr. Siddaramaiah. Let's talk about the troubleshooter, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar. He's been very, very crucial and critical in cementing the victory of the Congress party in the state. Even earlier, the kind of instability the state of Karnataka has seen, Operation Kamala, when it was talked about and when it was about keeping the house together within the grand old party, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar was one of the key faces that held it all together for the Congress party. He has expressed his faith in the Congress party high command, so has Mr. Siddaramaiah. Interesting bit is that both leaders are equally close to the Gandhi family. The Congress high command, Mr. Kharge, of course, is going to be a very important leader, multiple-time MP from Gulbarga, one of the most experienced politician in the country. I believe my colleague Purnima is joining us live, getting us more details on the story. Purnima, the question here is going to be about the leadership for the Congress party. They continue to maintain the line that it will be decided by a consensus within the party. But would getting a consensus be that easy?
Well, in fact, right now there was a crucial meeting that took place at Kharge's residence. KC Venugopal also addressed the media a short while ago, and in fact, to a question that we asked him about the CM candidate and when that decision will be made, he said the president is the right person to answer, and that there will be a press conference at 6 p.m. at the party office. So more details are awaited, but getting consensus on the CM post is going to be a challenge for the Congress, because there are right now both D.K. Shivakumar as well as Siddaramaiah so far have maintained that the High Command will make that decision, and so far no one has responded to that question. And here at Kharge's residence, there was a crucial meeting. The decision on who they choose to be the Chief Minister, all eyes on that, and a press conference at 6 p.m. is what KC Venugopal told us a short while ago.
A press conference at 6 p.m. That's what KC Venugopal, that's the statement that he's made so far. What is the internal thought in churning? I mean, of course, today is the day for them to celebrate. There's a lot of jubilation, happiness. Mr. D.K. Shivakumars has also come out. He's addressed the party workers, the tall Vocaliga leader. The Lingayat votes, Purnima, have gone in favor of the Congress party. That was one critical vote bank that all the parties were eyeing for. Let's talk about the story for the JDS. It's not a great story. Many talk about their decimation, relatively speaking, compared to the last elections. What is the voice, if at all, that you've heard from them? Because they are not in the position of being a kingmaker this time, like they would have wanted to be.
Well, is that question to me?
Yes, Purnima, I'm taking that point to you.
Well, in fact, JDS thought that they would play the kingmaker, and they didn't believe in all the exit poll results. In the morning, the reason why Kumaraswamy went to the hotel Taj West End Hotel is only to ensure that he plays the kingmaker role like in 2018. But this time, people of Karnataka decided that there shouldn't be a fractured mandate and that there should be a clear mandate. There have been many issues, and the son Nikhil had in fact lost in the constituency. So clearly not well for the JDS. JDS hoped that they would play kingmaker and that they would negotiate with the parties to ensure that they be seen, but this time around the numbers are not in their favor. This time probably Congress had done well, especially in the old Mysore region, and the other reason is that the Lingayat votes, in fact that was Yediyurappa's stronghold, and this time around, after he decided to not contest in electoral politics, the support that he got from the Lingayat community, that in fact did not happen this time around as well. So this time Congress had done well, which is why in constituencies where the JDS could have done better, Congress had done better. So it was a tough fight for the JDS because the Congress worked hard, and that's why the results were not in favor of the JDS. They were not able to play kingmaker this time, unlike in 2018. And Kumaraswamy so far has not responded, except for in the morning before the numbers started coming in.
Purnima, well, when it's the victory, of course, there are a lot of rights that the Congress party have got. It's a lot of tick marks in their favor. What kind of narrative did the Congress party insist upon? A hyper-local narrative, that's what we've been talking about. In the coverage and in the ground reportage that you and other colleagues have done, it was shown that it was predominantly the local issues concerning employment, agricultural, fisheries in coastal Karnataka that dominated the interests of the people, and that's the line on which it was decided. Towards the last leg of campaigning in Karnataka election, we saw a very heightened pitch coming in from the BJP. The ban around the Bajrang Dal, there was also this communal overtone that was coming into the political narrative. Right now, Mr. Bommai is speaking. Let's listen in. Well, Mr. Bommai, his convoy some time ago was stuck because there were party workers, the Congress party workers who were celebrating, so his car got stuck despite the fact that he's still the chief minister of the state and there continues to be a security protocol around it. The BJP, and especially Mr. Bommai, has been very humble and gracious. He accepted the defeat. He said that this is the mandate of the people of Karnataka. We'll do introspection, and by 2024, by that time, the party will get the things right and they will spring back. Is this some kind of hint for 2024? Well, most political pundits will tell you that the way people vote, the manner in which people cast their ballot in state election is starkly different from how equations are, political dynamics are, and the interest and choices of voters are when it comes to the national elections. With this victory, the Congress party clearly can go to town and tell the opposition leaders or the opposition parties that we are the party who can fight it out with the BJP. They've been trying to get this position that they're the principal opposition party in the country, something which is contested, say by the likes of the Aam Aadmi Party or the TMC. My colleague Harish with us on the broadcast. Harish, I'm sure you must have seen a lot of celebration from the Congress quarters. We have heard the BJP and the JDS leaders talking about introspection and what they got wrong. What is it that you're hearing? What is the course ahead? What is the chart ahead for the Congress party?
Well, it's all about who will be the next chief minister. What will DK Shivakumars say?
ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಖಂಡರುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆಭಾರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮುಂದೊಂದು ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಂಬಿ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಆ ಅವಕಾಶದಂತೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ದು ಜಯ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಜಯ. ಇದನ್ನು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂಥ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಈಗ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನನ್ನ ಸಾಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು.
ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ರಾಮನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮತದಾರರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಪಾದಗಳಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸಾಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ, ನನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಮೇಲೆ, ಮುಖಂಡರ ಮೇಲೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ನಂಬಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟು 3 ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟಂತ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ. ನಾವು
This is not just ruling Karnataka. People have given us a responsibility.
ನನಗೆ
We won't think about party.
1,392 ಮತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು 600 ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ಮತ
I've got 1,22,000 votes.
ಓಟು ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಮನಗರ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿಗೆ 10,715 ಮತಗಳಿಂದ ಇಕ್ಬಾಲ್ ಹುಸೇನ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರನ್ನ ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಲಕೃಷ್ಣರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ 12,000 648 ಮತದಿಂದ ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ 3 ಜನದ ವಿಜಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ರಾಮನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಜನತೆಯ ವಿಜಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ವಿಜಯ.
It's not just a victory of 3 of us from Ramnagara, it's the victory of Ramanagara.
ನಾಯಕರುಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಮಿತ್ರರು, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ವಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು,
I would like to thank everyone.
ಜನಪರ ಗೆದ್ರೆ ಲೀಡರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು, ಯಾರು ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೀಮೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಕೀಳುವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನತೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
Harish is with us on the broadcast. Harish, how should we read the body language and more importantly, what DK Shivakumar has postured himself ever since these results came out? First, we saw a very emotional DK Shivakumar coming out, talking to the press and media, talking about his journey, his struggle and how he has stood strong with the Congress party despite the alleged threat and intimidation from the BJP. And now he's making these multiple addresses to the party workers, so has Mr. Siddaramaiah. But reading into what Mr. DK Shivakumar's language has been, what do you gauge?
Well, he's clearly making an argument or making a case for his candidature to the CM seat. 3 crucial points he's making. Remember, he did not speak much about the massive mandate that the Congress has received, but he quickly points out that he still remembers the day when Sonia Gandhi came to meet him at the Tihar jail when he was behind bars. kind of indicating that that's the kind of sacrifice I've done for the party. He also says, my assurance to Mallikarjun Kharge was that we will get Karnataka for them. And somewhere talking about the kind of efforts he's put in. He very vaguely also refers to the Vokkaliga community backing the Congress at a much larger number than what they've traditionally done. Remember, that's happened a long time back. That happened during S.M. Krishna's regime between 1999 and 2003. That's when the Congress got a lion's share of Vokkaliga votes, especially in the old Mysuru region, because S.M. Krishna was from Maduru, and that's why the Congress managed to get a significant chunk of seats from old Mysuru region. After that, perhaps this is the only other time where the Congress has managed to get a larger number of seats in the old Mysuru region. Even if perhaps once the vote shares come out for all these constituencies, you will perhaps realize that the Congress has not just taken away BJP votes, they've also taken away a substantial number of JDS votes, especially in the old Mysuru region, and that is something that will become very clear. That would be the argument of D.K. Shivakumars, that the community is backing the Congress party because of my presence, and that needs to be taken note of. Now, you see Siddaramaya's argument, he's been constantly saying that it would be the MLAs, the newly elected MLAs, who will decide who will be the next chief minister. Well, why does he say that? Yes, it's one of the practice, and that's something that several parties do. But more importantly, in this case, of all the MLAs that have won, a significant chunk of them, perhaps the majority chunk of them, would be taking Siddaramaya's name.
Yeah,
he would either be instrumental in getting tickets for them or ensuring their victory. Remember, he has travelled across North Karnataka, Kittur Karnataka non-stop for 10-14 days and campaigned extensively for them. And many of them have won because of his campaigning on his name, because of the caste calculations that are in favor of Siddaramaya. So it would be extremely difficult for those MLAs to take any other name. And within the party, the sense is that D.K. Shivakumars is restricted to just one district, whereas Siddaramaya has a pan-Karnataka appeal.
Harish, there's no doubt about the fact that Mr. D.K. Shivakumars has been a party loyalist and he's been the troubleshooter for the Congress party. But his ambition to become the chief minister, and perhaps he also looks at a lot of hard work that he's done over the years, would he be able to swallow the bitter pill if the MLAs and the party high command decides to go with Mr. Siddaramaya and the way he'll take it? The rotational chief minister formula that was mulled upon in different states but never became a reality, say in Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan for the Congress party. It has never really worked on the ground. But is there a possibility that the Congress high command can look at multiple other factors or a different formula altogether to get the tensions on both sides quietened down?
Well, it's not clear if D.K. Shivakumars himself would be comfortable with the formula of sharing the tenure between him and Siddaramaya. As you rightly mentioned, has never really taken off, whether it's in Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh or other places. That's one. Second, Siddaramaya, with this kind of a mandate, unlikely to settle for anything less than 5 years. He will say, this is my last tenure. I've said I'm not fighting elections anymore. And he would like to take the credit for this massive mandate, saying that look at the regions where we have won. And the caste calculations are in my favor. And those votes have come to the party because I've campaigned extensively, because of my appeal among these caste groups. That would be his argument. And he's unlikely to settle for anything less than a full-fledged tenure. Now, what can the Congress offer apart from that? Is Deputy Chief Minister something D.K. Shivakumars would be willing to accept, with perhaps some heavyweight portfolios like the PWD or the water resources?
Yeah.
That's something we'll have to see, because he's already had water resources earlier. Would just a ceremonial designation of Deputy Chief Minister satisfy his ego? That's something we'll have to see. And for the Congress, remember, they can never forget the caste calculation. If they do give a significant role to D.K. Shivakumars, he's a Vokkaliga. What happens to the other caste groups that have backed the Congress party? Remember, the ST community has en masse backed this party in this election. They have pretty much won every ST reserved constituency. There's a significant vote chunk of SC right which has backed the Congress party, the OBCs, the Kurubas, and the party understands that there is a crucial election that's coming in next year, and the BJP has swept the Lok Sabha polls to 25 seats in 2019. And if the Congress wants to reach even triple digit nationally in Lok Sabha election, Karnataka holds a very key role in that, and they wouldn't want to antagonize one of their mass leaders.
Harish, you've tracked the ticket distribution very closely of the Congress party. And if we were to understand how the cabinet is going to be formed, what are the various equations that are going to be taken into account, Siddaramaiah, of course, has the edge, as Harish rightly pointed out. He has a sway in dozens of seats, while Mr. D.K. Shivakumar is limited to only certain constituencies. That's largely the understanding. But going back to the ticket distribution, and en masse, the kind of support that has come in from the ST community for the Congress party, who had the edge? Who had more sway? And as far as these ST seats are concerned, what worked for the Congress party? Was it the right narrative? Was it the right faces? What worked for them?
Well, three things seems to have worked for the Congress party. They have been more pragmatic in giving tickets. Remember, there were, for example, in Madur constituency, there was a relative of D.K. Shivakumar who was seeking ticket, but the party understood that there are others who worked over the last 3 years. They have a better reach in that constituency, so they ignore the relative of D.K. Shivakumar, give it to the man who they believe has a very good chance, and Congress wins Madur. Similarly, if you look at Kalgatki, that's another constituency where there was a stiff fight between D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, but the party assessed that perhaps the candidate Siddaramaiah is backing has a better chance, so he gets the ticket. So if you look at the ticket distribution, they have been pragmatic. They haven't gone by too many groups that are within the Congress. They've looked at who can win and given them tickets. For example, Ramnagar, a section of party leaders wanted D.K. Suresh to contest from there, but the party thinking was that Iqbal over there will win because of minority votes. They wanted to field him. He gets a ticket. He defeats Nikhil Kumaraswamy from Ramnagar. So they've been pragmatic, something that we rarely see in ticket distribution of the Congress party. And lastly, we will have to take note of the fact that during this entire ticket distribution, we saw a lot more rebellion within the BJP, not so much in the Congress, because the ticket distribution process of the Congress itself this time was very planned and was stretching over a month. So perhaps they got that right.
They got that right. It's fascinating, Harish, when you talk about, say, the Ramnagara constituency, how the Congress party got that calculation right. And it's also a story how perhaps JDS and their shrinking voter base is also reflecting in some of the big faces that have lost, like Nikhil Kumaraswamy that you mentioned. The Govt family and their sway over the Vokkaliga dominated seats or in the old Mysuru region, does it seem to be shrinking? Is it correct to reach that conclusion at this point in time?
Well, perhaps that process has started. You look at the kind of vote share that has transferred to the Congress. That should be a worry for the JDS. Because remember, like several states, like perhaps Kerala, the old Mysuru voter base is the loyal one. Very rarely do we see people switching parties there. People perhaps support one party for a long time, like in areas like JDS. It's seen as a prestige factor. You can identify someone in a village and everyone in the village know if he's a Congress supporter or a JDS supporter. For that vote share to swing takes a lot of push by the party. You're changing a person's conviction, which means you've done some work and he has accepted your party, unlikely to go away within 5 years. That should be a worry for the JDS. It's not the end of the road for the JDS in the old Mysuru region, but perhaps they are sending a message that you can't just field your family members and believe that we will continue to support the Deve Gowda family. Yes, the masses respect him, but perhaps they are asking more than that.
Old Mysuru region, Harish, was one of the region where even the BJP was trying to make inroads. I remember all these yatras and rallies that you've tracked of all the big leaders who made sure that they hit the ground and they were trying to make sure that the BJP makes some kind of inroads in the state. The anti-JDS sentiment, I'm sure the BJP sensed it, that it was there and there was a space to make that inroad. But the Congress party was beneficiary of this anti-JDS sentiment.
Well, that's precisely, that's primarily because of lack of leadership for the BJP. You name one tall Vokkaliga leader in the BJP. Well, there's nobody. You're talking about C.T. Ravi. He's not even from the old Mysuru region. You're talking about Shobha Karanlaje, not from old Mysuru. Both are Vokkaligas. Ashwath Narayan, the party made him the deputy chief minister, but he's from Bangalore. For a large amount of number of years, in fact, people in Malleshwaram thought he was a Brahmin. And he never played his Vokkaliga caste card that actively. It's only in the later half perhaps when the central leadership told him that you should try and become the Vokkaliga face, he was trying to visit Ramnagara, Mandya and become the Vokkaliga face. But people there realized that he's not from the region. In fact, somebody that I spoke to in Mandya said he's too sophisticated to be a Vokkaliga for us. He's not from Mandya. Just putting up a dialect doesn't work. So that's been a problem for the BJP of not having a strong Vokkaliga leader.
Yeah.
Whereas for the Congress, they could have DK Shivakumars and DK Suresh and a few other leaders. And given the fact that they have a strong base in the old Mysore region, perhaps work for the Congress party.
Harish Upadhyay getting us all the details from the ground. What worked for the Congress party, what did not work for the BJP or the JDS, and in what way will the Congress party decide for the next chief minister? Mr. Siddaramaiah clearly has the edge, but will he really make the cut, and would that be the call of the Congress High Command and the party MLAs? All eyes on those big developments for now. Slipping into a very short break.